Morning traders, this is your day trade setup for the Aussie South African Top 40 for today. So the bar that we had on last Thursday was definitely an indecision bar, and we've had some follow through. Now we didn't close down here, we pretty much closed on the line here. We've got some incorrect data again, but that's pretty much on this breakout retest. So this level where we actually closed is fairly interesting, which is 5,800. Okay, so I just want to get the weekly at the moment. So the weekly right now is not looking pretty. So last week, that is pin bar, a lot of sellers coming in. We do have intersecting trend lines here. Okay, and I would expect some kind of a pullback to test this. So the key thing for me on the weekly right now is that we do have a lot of signals here that are indicating a trend turn. So we're looking for a retest of this trend line or of these the alligator. Okay, so let's just get to the levels we can trade at the moment. So at the moment, the 3 hour, we did close this gap. Okay, there is another gap lower down, so there is still another magnet, so don't be too surprised if we get down to that level. But at this moment, we have broken the alligator. But remember what I say, the trend is still up until we've had a retest of the break and then a move to the downside. And the retest is going to line up with this swing low as well as the alligator. That would be a pretty good interest area to get long. Sorry, to confirm a short. Okay, so for now, I'm still looking for a long entry. Okay, it might be here in this area. It may fall a little bit further down to the 200 EMA. This gap close would definitely interest me as well, 50,100. Okay, so looking at the 1 hour, we do have a 1 hour 200 EMA here. So we need to put that in as well. It doesn't quite line up with inside tail. There is a bit of congestion here. Somewhere in this area, I suppose you could argue that it lines up with these inside tails here. And also the gap, well, that's that one. But this middle one here kind of lines up with the swing high. There are a few other tails here. So you know, each one of these levels here there is something happening. Okay, so the trick at the moment is to pick up, excuse me. So the trick at the moment is we need to find some kind of a base. We need to bounce off a level, and we've kind of broken this first level, so I would expect the second level to come into play. So 54.87 to come into play. And then bear in mind, if that does come into play, then there's a good chance we've got this 5100 area as well. So on the lower time frames, the trend is still down. We have broken the alligator here. We did retest there, and then gap down and ran on Friday. So trend is pretty much down. So what you want to be doing is drawing your trend lines and look out for your levels. Okay, not really interested in chasing shorts at the moment. We may still pop down to these two levels, but I'm looking for the area where we're getting to get in long. Okay, so, and to be honest with you, at this stage, I don't really see much. So we've got a couple of things on the go. So there is some chaos in China at the moment with Hong Kong. So Tencent is down 40.4%. But the US indexes they're down following what's going on in China, but ever so slightly. Okay, so, and the rand dollar is 14.89, slightly stronger. So I'm expecting us to sort of open in this area where we closed and then sort of try and find some traction, or alternatively drift down to the first level. Then I expect a bit of a bounce, and then probably a move to come test this level again. If it holds, that would be a good indication. If it drops the next one, then we wait for that next one. So I'm just waiting at the moment. I'm not really interested in getting in it long at the moment. Anything on the short term would more than likely be a move to the downside. But there's a lot of warnings here. Look at the 12-minute here. You can see we have a pretty strong warning here. Okay, so you will more than likely adjust these two levels. There's my fractal to the downside. I don't have a fractal to the upside until all the way up here. So let's just take the 200 EMA here. So that's the levels that we need to watch. So a break above 58.25 should give us some more upside. A break below 55.73 is going to give us more downside, but there are levels pretty close to us. Okay, let's just have a quick look at the ichimoku. So if you look at the, let's just start with the 12 minutes. So 12-minute trend is down. We should be looking for a trade to the downside. So that is your stop area on the 12 minutes. Okay, that fractal up there is your stop area, 59.62, and you should be looking for moves to the downside. There's no reason to be long at the moment on the 12-minute. 30 minutes as well, ever so slightly. Kijun is pointing down, cloud is down, Chiku span is down. So again, any bounce back up, you're looking for a continuation on this lower time frame. Okay, but to me that's a scalp. It's not the long-term view, right? If you look at the hour, picture slightly different. We're on the bottom of the cloud. Kijun's flattening out, Tekinson's still pointing down, some diversions here. That is indication I should be looking for a turn to the upside. And then we have the 4 hour. 4 hour is still bullish, and no reason at the moment to be looking for shorts. We should still be looking for longs, and that's why I'm saying watch these levels. They are the ones that are going to indicate an entry point. Yes, it is far. It's almost 700 points from where we are now. But you also have this little thing called Fibonacci level as well. So this is your 50% and that's your 61%. So one of these first two levels is definitely going to attract buyers. And from where we are now, that is still a 700 point swing. Okay, so there's still a little merit to be looking for shorts. But in my opinion, that is going to be, if it does reverse, is the stronger probability of you getting hurt than waiting for the level and going long, just going with this original trend. Okay, and you can see how the daily lines up. So this level here, I'm going to delete. That one, I'm going to delete. Those are the two areas that I'm looking for. Okay, so the first one is definitely the 50,520 or 50,500 area, and the second one is 50,200. Those are two levels I'm looking for an entry long. Okay, anyway guys, so that's my view at the moment. We'll have to wait and see for the first that first half hour of trading should give us indication of what is going on. Okay, but I am looking for a level to get long again. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.